this is it. Tomorrow the bundle ends. These are the last 2 days to get the bundle. If you have not gotten it yet, please go to the link in my bio. I don't mind if you leave the live, go get the bundle and then you can come back. But go grab it. If you've been meaning to get it, this is your last chance today and tomorrow. It ends Monday night at 11:59 p.m. PST. So that's it. When it's gone, it's gone. You won't be able to get this collection ever again. So if you like it, you're getting nearly $5,600 worth of content for $49, including 8 things from Nate and myself, like the Align and Awaken Affirmation Meditation Challenge. That alone is valued at $197, and you get it when you pay the $49 to get the bundle. You get Nate's brand new Smoothie Solution ebook. You get our burger book, which is amazing too. There's 144 recipes in there to make raw burgers. You get Tales from the Tailgate with over 100 recipes of stuff that we've made through our travels, and it teaches you how we plan, prep, pack for travel. It's all there. Make It Raw 3, Meal Plan 3, Holiday Menu 3, and access to watch our raw food prep class where we make breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 2 in an hour. So if you want to watch that and you want to get all that content plus everything from everybody else, go grab the bundle. It's not too late. Again, it ends tomorrow. So link in my bio or in the description box below if you're watching over on YouTube. I would love if you share some questions because this is a question answer style. I've got another 40 questions because we had so much fun the other day doing the top 55 questions, and there are more questions. People always tend to have questions about a raw diet or how we like to live our lifestyle. So we have, again, another 40 here, and I'd love to answer some of yours. So if questions come up, please post in the chat and we can get to those as well. So the first question is, what is your biggest motivation to keep going? So for me, my biggest motivation is a few things. For the vegan thing, it's 100% for the animals. It's an ethical choice, so I don't have any issues with that. I actually don't have any issues with raw either. But with the vegan thing, it's for the animals. That's why I choose vegan. I choose raw because I love it. I don't choose raw because I have to or I need to or whatever. I choose it because I love it, and that's what I want to be eating every day. So to motivate me, in the early days, a lot of the motivation came from being a good example to others around me, how I felt and how I do feel now. I feel so awesome and I really enjoy the food. So that keeps me motivated as well. Getting creative is also really motivating because I get to play around in the kitchen and make different things. It's also really easy to clean up after. You know, we're not using oils, so it's easy to rinse and drain. So those are a few that keep me motivated. What is your go-to breakfast? So for the most part, we do smoothies. This is one that Nate made. Which one is this?
What's that?
Which one is this?
That's the Mango Power Boost.
Mango Power Boost. So that's the smoothie that he made today. You get 45 recipes in his smoothie ebook when you buy the bundle. So go grab the bundle. The link is in my bio or in the description box below so you can get his brand new smoothie ebook. Again, there's 45 recipes in there and it's loaded with information, nutritional. Over 45, he says. And it's loaded with information like nutritional stuff, how to build a smoothie, why you want to eat smoothies. And there's so much stuff in there, a lot more than just the recipes. So it's an amazing opportunity for you to get the bundle because you get to download his book as well. So those are our go-to breakfasts, our smoothies. But we also do like fruit bowls, or like just whole fruit cut up as well. Usually we'll have 2 breakfasts sometimes. We like to do the fruit first thing in the morning and then we'll go for a walk and then we'll have our smoothie when we get back from our walk when we do those days. So those are some things that we like for breakfast, but fruit is breakfast. Whether it be whole fruit or smoothie, fruit is breakfast. What is your skincare routine like? Next question. So number 1, the top thing that I do for my skin is what I eat. Eating really hydrating fresh foods is how I like to maintain my hydration levels for my skin, and plus all the nutrients and antioxidants and all of that good stuff in my diet. Also staying hydrating, which is something that I'm continually working on to stay extra hydrated. Even though I eat a raw diet, I still think that drinking water is incredibly beneficial to us. So that is like the number one thing. Number two for skincare routine is sleep. Super important to stay on schedule and get adequate sleep with proper hours, and really paying attention to that, because that is so beneficial for the skin. And then for the skincare routine, for what I put on my skin, my favorite is Osea, and they have a brand new product right now. If you want the link to Osea, please send me a DM, because I'll send you the link. This is their brand new product, launched a couple days ago. It's the Dream Night Serum, and this goes on before your night cream. It's super hydrating. It's lovely smelling. So I use a lot of Osea products. I use their skincare cleanser, the Ocean Cleanser. I love their Advanced Protection Cream. I love the Dream Night Cream. This is the Dream Night Cream. So, do the serum and then the night cream together. That's an excellent combination. And I love their vagus nerve products. They have this vagus nerve oil that you can rub on your neck. And we like to do that before we do yin yoga, because it helps to calm our nervous system further. And they have a whole line of stuff like the oil. They have a pillow mist that you can spray on your pillow. So that combined with the lavender can really help with your sleep. But yeah, a good skincare routine is important as well. Exfoliating the skin. I like Osea's Red Algae mask as well. So those are some options. I also do use sunscreen living here in the desert, especially on those days where it's 115 degrees Fahrenheit. Got to protect my skin. I don't use it if I'm going out for 15 minutes or we're doing our little walk or whatever, usually, unless it's really hot out, then I will. But for the most part, I do use a tinted moisturizer from Eminence Organics or Suntegrity. These are more natural sunscreens, organic products. So those are the ones that I use for my skin. Max says, I don't have proper hours of sleep. Ooh, you should get on that. Get on the proper sleep. It's so important for your brain. Really important for your brain. And sleep is amazing. I know, thinking back, sometimes I would always refuse naps when I was a kid, and now it would be so nice to have a nap. So get that sleep in. It's really good for your skin, good for your brain health, especially as we age as well. Sleep is super important. There's actually a question in here that we'll get to about sleep. We'll dive a little bit more into that. Is it difficult to maintain a raw vegan diet in a non-vegan household? That's a great question. So I have been there. I would say for the first 5 or so years, I lived with non-vegans, and I was able to maintain my raw diet. It really comes down to, what do you want? What do you want for your life? What do you want to be eating for your body? And the other people are going to eat what they're going to eat, and just do your thing. That's really all you can do. You can be an example to them, but you really have to just do your thing and do it with kindness. Don't, judge them or what have you. It's really challenging when the other person, isn't following the same thing you are, but it's okay. Just keep going, keep following what resonates with you, because they're your choices. And if you're choosing things because they are, that don't align with you, then, you're not being true to yourself. So you got to be true to yourself. And I've been there. Like I said, I've been there. I was with somebody who really didn't care about his health in many, many ways. And I still chose raw regardless. He'd be eating pizza in front of me. He, potato chips, drinking a lot of alcohol, and really damaging his health quite a bit. And I just kept choosing the raw because it was what I wanted. I didn't want to dive into that. And because I had made raw choices over and over and over and over and over again until I got to that point, it was pretty easy for me to choose it, because it was my lifestyle. It's my work. And it's really easy for me to choose because that's what I want. So, but if you were just starting out Sometimes it takes more support around you, like joining a community like our school community, or going to vegan meetups or something like that to help you expand your friend base so you have more support. And again, whether that's in person or online, at least you have a little bit extra support beyond what's in your immediate environment can really help you, because you can talk to them when you're having challenges or what have you, or join these lives, hang out with us, hang out with Nate and I. We are here to support you as well. If you ever need to send a message or whatever, we're here for you. So please do that, because it is challenging when those around you aren't choosing healthy options, like even just vegan options, right? Like so many people are choosing junk food and processed food, and then they make you feel guilty if you're not joining in. But it's like, if you don't want that for your life, then it should be okay. We should all give people who are choosing healthy options that we're not choosing, give them a little grace, because it's hard to make positive choices in an imperfect world. So people have to give people grace when they are making those choices, and to not get defensive around their choices because they should maybe be doing it themselves too. So next question number 5. If you guys have any questions, please post in the chat as well. I am here to answer any questions you have. And don't forget to grab the bundle because it ends tomorrow. It ends tomorrow, Monday night at 11:59 p.m. PST. Click the link in my bio here on Instagram, or go to the link in the description box below if you're watching on YouTube, and get the bundle, because you're not going to be able to get this collection ever again after the bundle is over. You're getting nearly $5,600 worth of content for $49, but we can only do it until Monday night, and then you don't get this collection ever again for that price. So please go grab it if you have not yet. Now is your chance. And Sunday's going to disappear right away, and tomorrow's going to disappear. And if you don't get it now, you might forget to get it. We get so many messages saying, oh, I meant to get it over the weekend, but I didn't. So go get it now. If you have any desire to get it, it takes 2 minutes to click buy now, enter your information, and then you'll get an email with the download link. And then you have a year to download. So go get it now, and then take your time downloading, because again, you have a year, but make sure you download it in a timely manner as well. So once you download it, it's yours forever, as long as you don't delete the files. So put them in a safe backup. That's ideal as well. So yeah, go check it out. If you want to know exactly what's in the bundle, go to the link in my bio or in the description box below and see for yourself all the things you get for just $49. So go see that. Number 6, do raw vegans need to track their nutrient intake to avoid deficiencies? I believe tracking your nutrient and caloric intake in the beginning, and checking in every once in a while throughout your journey, so to speak, using chronometer is a great way to see how much you're eating and to see on average what kind of nutrition you're putting into your body. So yeah, it's really ideal to track, especially in the beginning, because as raw foodies, we know you have to eat a huge amount of volume to get adequate calories. And the vast majority of people who try a raw diet are under eating. They're not eating enough. So it's important to track in the beginning to get to know the food that you're eating. Learn what's in it, learn how many calories it is. And it's not meant to be an obsessive crutch where you feel anxiety or obsession over tracking if you don't get it all, you're not perfect. It's okay. It's meant to be a learning tool. It's meant to connect you more with your food, learning about how many calories, like what a 500 calorie salad looks like with fruits and vegetables and homemade raw dressing, learning about what you need in order to get adequate nutrition is an important thing, and it's a learning tool. So I do recommend tracking, and then, as you're going through the years, track still every once in a while. Make sure you're still on track. Make sure you're not under eating. Make sure you're still getting enough calcium. Make sure, and then we can tweak as it is. If you need more calcium, have more bok choy, have more oranges, whole oranges, have more tahini as well. That has calcium in it too. So there are a few things that you can tweak as you go. But second part of this question is, if you want to track your nutrition, I recommend getting a blood test and seeing where you are at, because not everybody needs to supplement, and you it's best to know what's going on in your body instead of just assuming. And yeah, you might feel good right now, but your B12 might be borderline deficient and you won't notice that until, later. But just because you feel good right now doesn't mean that you're getting adequate nutrition, because eventually you will run into a deficiency. So it's important to track your blood work as well, not just what's in chronometer, but see what your blood work looks like, because that is showing how you're absorbing stuff and how you're enjoying, your body's enjoying all of the nutrition. So you need to know that with the blood test. Just looking at chronometer, you can see you're getting all the calcium you can, but maybe you're not really absorbing as much of it because maybe you're lacking in vitamin K2 or whatever it is. You want to make sure that your blood tests align as well. So track to make sure you're getting enough calories and nutrition, and then get your blood test as well, just to see where you're at, and tweak from there. Question 8, what changes did you notice in your digestion after switching to raw foods? So I had horrible digestion for a long time, like I would say 15 years, from when I was about 19-ish. It probably started earlier too, but I just don't really remember, because it was around 19. It obviously would have started earlier, because when I was 19, I was having issues, and I went to my naturopath when I was living in Canada, and she diagnosed me with candida overgrowth and had me on like anti-candida diets and all these herbs and the psyllium bentonite clay thing and everything, and I would take all this stuff, and I had serious digestive issues, like to the point where if I ate something and I got gassy and bloaty, I couldn't lay down, I couldn't walk, I couldn't sit, I couldn't move. It was so incredibly painful. It felt like someone was stabbing my intestines. So nothing that I did helped. Like even massage hurt, everything hurt. I just had to give it time, let it run through my system. And I had that quite often, and it was very uncomfortable, and I didn't enjoy it. I also had candida overgrowth, so I had brain fog and cravings galore for all kinds of really sugary foods and fatty foods, mostly sugar and fat combined together, like donuts and pizza and muffins and things like that come with a lot of fat with the processed sugar. And it was just a horrible, like my digestion was just out of whack. I would have constipation. Sometimes I would go like a week without a bowel movement, and then other times it would be super diarrhea. So I had symptoms of IBS. I was never diagnosed because I didn't go to the doctor to get checked for that. I was too scared. I also had symptoms of PCOS and prediabetes because I worked in the natural health industry, so I knew all the symptoms. I knew, all the stuff. I knew a lot. Not necessarily what I know now, obviously, because the natural health industry still echoes a lot of diet culture, like calorie restriction, to lose weight, and over-exercise, and fear of fruit. That's a big one. Obsession with oils and fats and animal products. So there's still some things in the natural health realm, in many different niches, that are still kind of stuck in the diet culture, and they're not really expanding their knowledge. So it was challenging for me too, because, here I am working in a health industry, like access to all the supplements. I took cleanse kits galore. I did fasts. I even did this parasite zapper thing where I'd like zap my parasites, so to speak. But none of that was working. I had to change the foundation of what I was eating every day, because I could take all the supplements in the world. I could do all these protocols, these quick fixes or what have you. But until I changed the foundation of what I was eating every day, and I started nourishing myself and feeding my microbiome, that is what finally changed for me. So before I went raw, my digestion was an absolute mess. So when I went raw, I still had gas and bloating because I was growing my microbiome, but to me it was totally normal, and it was actually less than it was before I went raw. So as I was growing my microbiome, it became stronger and stronger. The more I fed it the fiber, the stronger it got, and now it's like really good and really strong. I don't have candida overgrowth symptoms at all. I used to get bladder and yeast infections every 2 months or so, I would say, and the flu or a cold or something. I would be sick with something like every 2 months of my life. It was horrible. And being a full-time freelance photographer, I'd have to go to shoots and all of this, and I just, sometimes it was so uncomfortable, I just pushed through. but I don't feel like that anymore. And that's a huge, speaking of question one, that's another huge motivator, is looking back on my life and knowing what I had gone through. Like, I have been through antibiotics so many times for the bladder infections, because not only was my bladder infection constant, and my immunity was so low that I couldn't fight off that bacteria, but it was like the candida that was overpowering everything as well, and I couldn't get rid of it naturally. I would take D-mannose. Like I said, I was working in the natural health industry, so I had access to all the supplements and all the natural remedies I could even possibly imagine. I got a lot of stuff for free as well, and none of it was like helping me because I hadn't changed that core of what I was feeding myself every single day. I would just, go back and forth. I would have cheat days and things in moderation, and it just wasn't working for me. So I had to, I had to go all the way for me. But it took 10 years to get there. From 2004 to 2014, I dabbled in raw. I experimented with different diets. Nothing seemed to be working. So then when I went vegan, finally, that's when I went raw. And I've been doing that for 10 years. And I just don't want to go back to the past. So question 9. What do you do if you're feeling low energy? Do adjust your diet. So usually if I feel low energy, it's because I didn't get enough sleep, or I'm overwhelmed with work, or some kind of stress somewhere, or taxes, or whatever, like stuff that's going on in life. That's usually what causes me to have lower energy. It's not really the diet at all. So what I recommend, if you are feeling low in energy, number 1, I would look at your fat percentage, because if you're eating too high fat, that's going to create insulin resistance, and you aren't going to be able to use the sugar as effectively as you would if you were on a lower fat diet. So I would first eliminate the oils, get rid of the animal products, lower the amount of fats that you're consuming, increase your omega-3s, of course, like more chia, more flax, but keep that fat percentage balanced on the lower end so that you can enjoy the sugars that you're getting from your fruits and veggies and stuff like that. So if you are low in energy, take a nap if you can, get to bed early, and get on point with your sleep schedule. Practice meditation techniques. Get the bundle, for example. Get the bundle, link in my bio or in the description box below. It ends tomorrow. And when you buy the bundle for $49, you get access to my Align and Awaken Affirmation Meditation Challenge, which is valued at $197. So this is a really great way to get that challenge. It's 30 days. And every day is a different affirmation meditation challenge. Over the 30 days, you say 3,000 positive affirmations with me. There's 100 every day. And each one's different. Like I said, every different day has a different topic. So you get different videos, and you'll resonate with certain ones more than others. And you can always go back to those if you feel you need that. But that's a great way to calm down too, especially for your sleep. It's really good for your sleep and wiring your brain, so to speak. Question 10, what's the easiest raw meal for beginners to try? That's a great question. First off, I would recommend grabbing the bundle, because when you pay the $49, you get access to download 83 different contributions, and about 30% of those are raw focused. Now, in those downloads that are raw, I have contributed my meal plan volume 3. This meal plan is the one that I recommend for beginners, because you do not need a dehydrator for any of the recipes. It's mostly salads, smoothies, and soups and curry kind of stuff. And there are no nuts in it. So the only fat source that I use in that ebook is seeds, avocado, or young coconut. So that's the one I recommend for beginners. Smoothies are obviously one of the easiest recipes that you can make as a raw foodie, but salads as well. And there's tons of salad recipes in there. So I would just recommend start making more salads and explore the bundle. See what resonates with you in there. Grab the bundle, link in my bio or in the description box below. You only have 1 day left to get it. It ends tomorrow. So get it now and start to download the content. Chris Kendall has a lot of simple recipes in his 21-day summer meal plan. That's part of the bundle. and Nate's smoothie ebook. There's a lot of simple smoothies that you can make in there. Just put everything in the blender and blend it up. It's really easy. The wraps are also very simple. Even though they might seem overwhelming, they're actually really easy. Just put the stuff in the blender, blend it up, pour it into the trays, let it dehydrate overnight until it's dry, and then you're good to go. You can just fill it with whatever you want. So the wraps are really easy to make too. We have a question in the chat. Thank you for sharing a question. Creative Raw Food says, suggestions for maintaining a strong gut microbiome when having to take antibiotics. I love this question because there is new research coming out showing that taking probiotic capsules after a round of antibiotics can actually prevent your gut from bouncing back. They did the study, I think, don't quote me on it, but I think it was about 6 months they had people on, and the people who were on the probiotics, their gut was still struggling after 6 months, whereas the people who didn't do any probiotics, who just ate high fiber foods, bounced back within 6 weeks. I think it was 6 weeks. So I no longer recommend taking the probiotics unless you really have to, unless it's prescribed by your practitioner. But I think if you're going to go on a round of antibiotics, the best thing that you can do during and after is to eat fermented foods and eat a wide variety of fiber. So that means plenty of different types of plants. So you want to get all different kinds of fruit, lots of different kinds of greens, rotate your greens, have multiple greens in your salad like romaine and dandelion and kale and cabbage. Put a lot of different kinds of greens in your salad. Have broccoli and cauliflower and sprouts and microgreens and vegetables. Grate some sunchokes. Have some inulin-rich foods. These are incredibly beneficial to your microbiome. Inulin-rich foods, one of the highest source is sunchokes or Jerusalem artichoke. They're coming to the end of the season right now, so if you can find some, get a lot and then just chop them up and freeze them so you can add them to your meals later on, because they won't be available pretty much anywhere in the summertime. So sunchokes are very high in inulin. Jicama is also pretty high in inulin too. Any of those roots like yacon as well, which is also known as earth apple, they're pretty hard to find, but if you can find those are really good too. Onion and garlic are also extremely high in inulin. And a lot of people think that onion and garlic kill our bacteria, but they don't. They're selective. They kill bad bacteria, and the inulin and the prebiotics in garlic and onion actually feed our microbiome. So they're really beneficial. Taking psyllium husk is actually a really good one too. So eating the wraps is an awesome way to get onion and psyllium in. The wraps are so good. And you do get some wraps in the bundle that's going on right now. Click the link in my bio, grab the bundle for $49 and download all the content, because you get to download the Tales from the Tailgate ebook, where we have some wrap recipes in there, like the everything bagel wrap and the 2 new wraps. We have an onion-free wrap, the garden party wrap, and the hot harissa wrap. That one has onions, but those are 2 new wraps that we've included in the Tales from the Tailgate ebook, along with, yes, our favorite wrap that we make all the time is the everything bagel one. The blue cosmic wrap is in there too, so you can make that rainbow wrap as well. But inulin-rich foods for gut health: Jerusalem artichoke or sunchokes. Dandelion root is really great, or dandelion greens as well for the microbiome. Asparagus, apricots are really good. But yeah, the garlic and the onions, and having a wide variety. So the people who have the strongest microbiomes have been studied. Those are the people who are eating over 30 different varieties of plant foods every week. So make sure that you get more variety into your diet, more greens, more vegetables, more sprouts, more microgreens, more fruit varieties. Just get a wide variety in so that you can grow your microbiome and give it time. Also improving your sleep and adding more exercise. Those are 2 really actually lesser known ways to grow our microbiome. Is when your sleep is on point and you're really regular with your sleep, to the best of your abilities, of course, and your exercise, your microbiome score does go up, because that is part of our microbiome growth too. So make sure that you do that. Okay, next up, what can I eat that isn't just a salad? Great question. Go get the bundle because you're getting so much more than just salads. Yes, Meal Plan 3 has a lot of salads in it, but you can make stews. If you buy the bundle, you'll also get Chris Kendall's stew ebook, where he has some amazing stews. His Ethiopian wat is next level delicious. I really love it. So yeah, you can make stews and soups on a raw diet. Burgers, we have the burger book as part of the bundle. You only have until tomorrow to get this collection, so click the link in my bio right now and go get it. You can come back to this live. I don't mind if you leave to go get the bundle. But you get the burger book, you get tacos. We have recipes for the tacos in the Tales from the Tailgate ebook because that is something that we take traveling with us. What else? There's zoodle dishes, there's smoothies. Again, you get Nate's smoothie book. You also get Dr. Rick and Karen Dina's smoothie book in there as well. You get Tim Marie's nice cream book. I don't know if they're all raw, but you know, for your friends and family, you can make them some vegan nice cream by getting her book. Sushi, I do have a nori roll recipe in Make It Raw 3. So you can make sushi, curries, soups. I've got a list here. Marinated veggie dishes like, oh, the barbecue craze recipe from Meal Plan 3, link in bio for the bundle, so you get to download that, is one of our favorites as well. It's like ramen style, but the barbecue sauce. And you can use a dehydrator. You don't have to use a dehydrator. Obviously, the book doesn't need a dehydrator, but if you dehydrate the marinated veggies for about an hour, they're like extra epic. So there's that. You can make raw pizzas. I know Chris Kendall has some amazing pizza recipes, not in the bundle. I think he might have one pizza recipe in the bundle actually in his summer meal plan. Raw breads, actually, if you buy the bundle, link in my bio or in the description box below, you also get to download Kate Duma. She's Raw Vegan Mama here on Instagram. She has her Bread Spreads and Smiles ebook with raw bread in there too. It's what her kids really enjoy. So you get that. And I know Daria, she's also in the bundle. Her ebook is called Your Emotional Belly Cure, I think. And she has a raw bread recipe in there as well that looks amazing. So I highly encourage you to get the bundle. It ends tomorrow. It's your last chance to get this collection because once it's gone, it's gone. This collection will not be back together as this collection ever again. So go grab it now. You can get other like interesting fun dishes like pierogi, gnocchi, and Swedish style meatballs. Those 3 recipes are available in Make It Raw Volume 3 that you get also when you buy the bundle. Seriously, this bundle is an amazing deal. Nearly $5,600 worth of content. A Vegan Experience is asking, are there a lot of new books in this bundle than the one from 2023? So every year we do the Vegan Health Bundle, and every year it's different content. So if you're buying the Vegan Health Bundle specifically, every year we require contributors to contribute something totally different than they did last year. So yes, we are in other bundles as well, and some of the stuff in this bundle have been in past bundles of different kinds of bundles, like different bundles, the plant-based bundle or the raw bundle or what have you. But specifically for the Vegan Health Bundle, if it's this one that you're talking about that you bought last year or the year before, they're all different. Every single Vegan Health Bundle is a different collection. So if you like this collection and if you want to see everything that's in this bundle, go to the link in my bio and click the link, go to the website and scroll through and see everything that you get. You'll see that it is an amazing deal because you only pay $49 and you get a link to download absolutely everything that is on the website. So please go grab it. It ends tomorrow. What do you eat after workouts for energy and recovery? Fruit. We do smoothies. That's what we like to do. Smoothies or salad. That's what we do when we have our workout. We just replenish our glycogen stores with fruit and whole foods. Nothing super special. Are there certain foods you eat more of when you're physically active? Good question. When I'm physically active, like really physically active, I tend to just eat more of everything. More fruit, more greens, bigger salads. I just tend to eat more in general. I don't have any like specific things that I'll eat more of, but just food in general. I tend to eat more of, again, bigger salads, bigger smoothies, more fruit, that kind of thing. How do you maintain electrolyte balance when eating raw? Well, raw food is very high in minerals, so it already naturally is very, very, very good. Like the potassium level is so high. So we don't really worry too much about that. But if you do want to maintain electrolyte levels, especially if you're out in the heat and you're sweating a lot and you're losing a lot of minerals through your sweat, you can add like trace minerals to your water. There are some companies out there like Concentrace. They have a trace mineral drop that you can add to your water to add back those minerals that you might be losing. You can drink coconut water, which is very good for electrolyte balance as well. So those are 2 tips that you can do. Make sure you stay hydrated as well. And eat those greens. Eat your greens, get those veggies in. And if you have any questions, please post in the chat. I'm going to continue on here with question number 15. What do you do for self-care that doesn't have anything to do with the food? One of my top favorite things is doing the hikes with my love out in nature. That's like my top favorite thing to do. We didn't do one today because tomorrow the bundle ends. So we want to make sure that you get the bundle. So we are going live and sharing all about the bundle. So get it now. But that is my favorite self-care thing. My second favorite that kind of ties for first is my skincare routine. I love doing my skincare routine, like the full thing, you know, like the exfoliation, the mask, and then the toner, and you know, all the serums and glazing up. That's one of my favorite things to do. So I really like that. I like long baths. And if I draw a bath, I'm probably going to be in there for 2+ hours. So I really enjoy that. I like spending time with my kitties, my husband, watching Netflix, you know, the stuff that we find comfort in as well. So those are some things that I like to do for self-care. Also, the affirmations. Affirmations are so incredible for self-care. And again, when you buy the bundle for $49, you get to download my nearly $200 affirmation meditation challenge. So that alone is worth the price of the bundle. So even if that's all you wanted, you're getting so many other things too. But it's a great way to get access to my meditation challenge because it won't be $49 unless it's in a bundle. So get the bundle if you want that meditation challenge. There's 30 videos, and every single day there's a different affirmation meditation, and they are around 25 to 35 minutes long. They have breath work, visualization, and 100 affirmations in each one. And each one is a different topic, so they're really awesome to help reprogram and shift our core beliefs about ourselves, about our diet, about life in general, about procrastination, overcoming overwhelm, anything like that. It's in there, and I hope you really enjoy it because those are some of my favorite recordings. It took me a while to record each one. I would say like around an hour and a half to record a 30-minute video. So I recorded them all in about 4 days. So that was really fun to do. And I hope you enjoy them, but go grab the bundle to get access to that, because even with the 40% off code that I have ongoing all the time, you still won't be able to get that course for $49. And you get everything else too, right? There's 83 things that you get to download, and that's just one of the 83 things, and all you pay is $49. So I quickly wanted to go over some of the reviews that we've been getting for the bundle. We can see these on the back end. So they're not on a website anywhere, but this one says, so excited to join in and have my very own resource that are whole food, plant-based and evidence-based education videos, living a lifestyle that has given me a new outlook on life, happiness, and health. Having been on this journey for exactly 1 year, I have lost 55 pounds, and I'm very active 65-year-old who is not ever going to stop living this daily. Delicious food prepared by experts in their field, and learning how to do this myself has been so rewarding. Thank you so much for sharing this gift. Her name is Linda P. She gave a 5-star review for the bundle. Here's this one here. We have best value. I'm so grateful for these plant-based bundles. The amount of content is totally crazy. There is something for everyone, and the value is incredible. This is from Mary. So yeah, Don't take my word for it. All these people are so happy with the bundle. This one says, now I could not believe the bargain. This is from Griselda C. She says, I downloaded some of the ebooks and was thrilled to see so many options. I ordered because I follow Broccoli Mum, who has a book in here as well on Instagram. So the rest was a great bonus. I'm looking forward to trying the cheese and dessert recipes to wow my non-vegan friends. That's an amazing opportunity. When you buy the bundle, you get so many recipes to wow your non-vegan friends. So go grab the bundle. Again, it ends tomorrow. This is your last chance to get it. Definitely worth it. Let's see, what else do we have? Excellent mix of topics. Love the bundle. The mix of lifestyle, fitness, and recipes make purchase a great value. That's awesome. Great. Thanks. Love explanations. Thanks for all the YouTube presentations and review content. Helps to find what to explore. Yeah, there's that. So cool. All these reviews are so awesome. So go grab the bundle if you have not yet. The link is in my bio or in the description box below, and enjoy. So question 16 here. I heard you need less sleep on a raw diet. Is this true? This is not true. You do not need less sleep on a raw diet. Some people feel like they do because for the most part, they're likely under eating, which is, again, the number one reason why people are struggling on a raw diet is they're not eating enough. And if you do not get enough calories, regardless of your diet, even if you're omnivore, if you are not getting enough calories, your body is going to wake you up early with more energy to go find food. So that's one big reason why people feel like they don't need sleep on a raw diet. Like they'll wake up at 4, 5, 6 hours and they're like, I have so much energy. We don't need sleep on a raw diet. But it's not true, because sleep does things that diet will never do in our brain. We need 5 to 6 full sleep cycles, which is about 7.5 to 9 hours of sleep to clean out our brain. That's the only thing that cleans out our brain. Our diet does not do this. So we need to have adequate and proper sleep in order to clean out our brain. Cleaning it out of those Alzheimer's plaques that build up over time, cleaning out the adenosine, and flushing our lymphatic system, which is an enclosed lymphatic system in our brains that is only flushed out when we get adequate sleep. So no, you don't need less sleep on a raw diet. You need to maintain and get adequate, proper sleep. And if you aren't getting enough sleep, if you're waking up too early, you might not be eating enough. It's very, very important to make sure you eat enough. Because if you don't get a full flush of your brain, think of it like going in the shower. If you go in the shower and you start washing your hair and, soaping up your body, and then you lose water and you still have soap in your hair and soap on your body and you get out, you haven't fully washed yourself. You still have all that residue. That's like waking up before your needed time every night. So it's like you're giving your brain a bath basically, but you're not rinsing it. So you got to get adequate sleep. It's so important. Definitely need to do that. Is saving in Adobe Cloud sufficient safe? So I don't know anything about Adobe Cloud, but you can use iCloud, which is an Apple product. You can use Dropbox or Google Drive or a USB stick or external drive. Any of those options would be great to store the bundle files on, because you only get 1 year to download. So if you buy the bundle today, go get it now so you don't forget. Because we get tons of emails after saying, I meant to buy it, but I forgot. So go get it now. You can always come back to this live. Go get the bundle now. It takes 2 seconds just to pay for the bundle. And then you get a link where you can download for about a year. You get 1 year to download all the content. Once it's downloaded onto your device, you no longer need the email. It's on your device, and then you can access everything from your device unlimited, unless you delete it. So that's why we recommend putting them in a safe backup, just in case anything happens to your main device, which you should be doing for all of your important digital files anyways, from a bundle or your special pictures or your tax documents, whatever. You should be putting those in a safe backup as well, just in case anything happens to your main device. So go grab the bundle, link in my bio or in the description box below. Question 17. How do you stay on point with raw during stressful times? So during stress, it's super important to take care of yourself. Now, regardless if you're raw or high raw, vegan, whatever it is, to choose healthier options when you're stressed out still takes planning. And I recommend doing the smallest possible task in order to start the momentum. Like, for example, if you're overwhelmed with having to make a salad, just tell yourself all you need to do is go chop a head of lettuce. Just break it down into the most simplest step and then do that. And then usually after you do that, you're able to do the second one and the third one, and then you flow into routine and you're able to make your salad. So start with the absolute slowest, simplest task. Like even if it's just going into the kitchen and opening the fridge, that can be the task that you do. And then once you open the fridge, then you move on to the next. Grab the lettuce, grab whatever else you want to take out of there. So that's what I would recommend, is to start as slow as possible with the task that you are trying to do. And also rest. Give yourself grace. Do some kind of self-care thing, even if it's 5 minutes. Sit and relax, read a nice book, or take some silent moments to yourself and calm. Because that's really going to help with your digestion as well. If you're eating when you're stressed out, it's going to cause gas and bloating and digestive upset because you're in a fight or flight response. You're in the sympathetic system instead of the parasympathetic system of your nervous system. So it's really important to slow down and pray or practice gratitude or something before you eat to calm yourself down, because it can be hard on your digestion when you are eating when you're full of anxiety. So just calm down before you eat and slow down. That can be really helpful as well. And also look for things that don't have anything to do with food. Obviously, you want to make sure that you're fueled up, and realizing that during stress, you don't want to put more stress on yourself by eating crappy junk processed foods that aren't helping you. It's actually going to add to the stress. So we want to support ourselves through it. And I know a lot of people will be really stressed out and they'll say like, I just deserve a pizza or whatever it is. Instead of saying something like that, say, I'm so stressed out, I just deserve a healthy raw salad. That's what I need, right? And when you start to rephrase what you deserve when you're stressed out or tired or bored or whatever, then you can slowly change the habit of what you default to when you are in times of stress. So it takes time though. Be patient and have grace with yourself. What are your go-to raw vegan travel snacks for long flights or road trips? Again, tomorrow is the last day to get the bundle. When you buy the bundle for $49, you get to download our Tales from the Tailgate ebook. This has over 100 recipes in it, and it teaches you how we do this, how we plan, prep, and pack for air travel, road trips, camping, backpacking, adventures, and hiking, and all that stuff. We show you how to do that in the Tales from the Tailgate ebook. But to quickly answer this one, obviously wraps are going to be the number one go-to, especially for long flights and longer road trips, because those are our meals and they're really easy to make. They're super easy to pack. They're easy to travel with. They're delicious. And if you're flying in an airplane, you can take a little empty shampoo bottle and you can put your sauce in there, because as long as it's under the 100 ml limit, you can take the sauces on the airplane. We've had no problem taking sauces on airplanes as long as they're in those special sized bottles for sauce. So you can do that as well. We also like to take on road trips, we'll take like kale chips. On the plane, you could take like fruit roll-ups. You can make dehydrated fruit roll-ups. You can make date balls. Yeah, there's lots of stuff, but get the Tales from the Tailgate ebook, because we go into more detail about air travel and all of the stuff, and there's some snacky recipes in there as well. Have you ever had to get creative with making raw meals in a hotel room? If so, how? Yes, we have gotten very creative in hotel rooms. The best tip that I have is to go to the grocery store. That's your best friend when you are traveling, is the grocery store. So when you're booking a trip, try to book an Airbnb or hotel that's close to a grocery store so you can walk there and it's easier access and you don't have to, you're carrying groceries back to your hotel room. And also make sure your hotel or Airbnb has a kitchenette Most hotels do have that option, and Airbnbs usually do as well. So you'll have a fridge, some places have utensils and things like that, so you can chop the veggies and whatever. You might not be able to blend unless you pack your blender with you in your checked bag, which you can do, which I've done, Nate's done. We've taken our blenders on trips as well in our checked bag. It's totally fine. And I did that when I went to Montreal for a week when I was getting my fiance visa. I took my blender with me, checked it in the check bag. I brought my bowl and a cutting board. I bought a knife from the store when I got to the location, but I brought everything else I needed, and I bought all the stuff at the grocery store. So I bought dates and garlic and seasonings, vegetables to make the salad, and I just blended up a fruit-based dressing with dates. I usually did dates, mango, harissa spice, garlic. I bought a little jar of apple cider vinegar as well. So, there's options. You can use lemon juice instead if you didn't want to do that. But you can get creative in a hotel room. It really depends on how far you want to go. But guacamole and prepared salsa, like you can usually get pre-made guacamole and salsa. It's sometimes high salt, but hey, if it's all that's there, that's a great option too. And you can mix those together, maybe chop up some mango for a little sweetness and have that as your salad dressing. It's really good too. 20, how has raw vegan diet affected your sleep patterns and quality? I heard you don't need as much sleep. So we did answer this one already, but affected sleep quality. I would say my sleep has greatly improved, not only because of the diet, but also because I take action, at least try to. We're all working on it, but at least try to take action with other things that don't have anything to do with the diet, like turning down the screens as best you can, even though that's really hard to do. Having the temperature set to a proper temperature, like between 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, is ideal for sleeping. Wearing a mask, having blackout curtains, having white noise going if you need to. These are all tips that can help your sleep, as well as not eating right before bed. That's ideal as well. So, it's called front loading your calories, where you're eating the majority of your calories earlier in the day. So breakfast and snacks and lunch are typically where you're getting the bulk of your calories, and then you have the rest at dinner time, a couple hours before bed, and that can really help as well. Do you avoid eating certain foods at night to improve sleep? And if so, what are they? No, I don't avoid eating anything at night or any reason. If I want to eat something, if I'm feeling hungry, I'll eat. But some things that you can eat to improve your sleep would be tryptophan containing foods. So bananas, like for a raw foodie, this would be like bananas, pumpkin seeds, cashews, leafy greens, tart cherries, and goji berries are some great. Tart cherries and goji berries, not necessarily for tryptophan, but they have natural melatonin in them. So you can get dried tart cherries and have a little bit of those before bed, can help boost your melatonin in your body. But having a really big leafy green salad can help with your melatonin production, because you do need tryptophan in order to create serotonin, which then creates melatonin. So having tryptophan-rich foods, again, those are bananas, pumpkin seeds, cashews, leafy greens. There are others as well. So sprouted lentils is good too. So you could have like leafy green salad with a cashew-based dressing and some sprouted lentils. That would be really great to boost up your tryptophan. What's your go-to raw meal before or after a workout for maximizing performance? Again, the answer for this one is fruit, and make sure that you eat a wide variety of plants throughout the day so you get adequate nutrition, you get adequate calories, you get enough protein, you get enough fiber, you get enough of all the stuff by eating enough. That's probably the biggest key. It's not necessarily what exactly you eat after your workout. It's more about what you're eating all day and how you're maintaining your nutrition so that you can recover and build muscle and all that stuff. So eat enough. Eat enough. Question 23, are you concerned about oxalates? I am not concerned at all about oxalates whatsoever. Some things that you can do if you are concerned, I'm not concerned at all, but make sure you drink enough water. Being hydrated is one of the top reasons why people get kidney stones from oxalates. They're just not hydrated enough, and we know most people aren't hydrated enough. They're not drinking enough water. So drink enough water. On a raw diet, you're already consuming a lot of water, And I think you should drink water as well on a raw diet, but making sure that you are hydrated is going to be one of the best defenses against kidney stones. But with oxalates, 60% of the oxalates in your body are made by your body and specifically made through protein metabolism. So animal products, that is going to create more oxalates in your body just through metabolism. It doesn't come necessarily from the diet like it's in the food, but your body, when it metabolizes proteins, it creates oxalates. So get rid of those animal products. But also eat enough calcium. That's a big one too. Eating adequate calcium can help to bind to any extra oxalates in your system and just sweep them right out of your body. And growing your microbiome. This is probably the number one reason why I'm not worried. I have very high levels of the bacteria that eats oxalates for lunch. So I'm not worried about it because those bacteria help me out. And that happens when you eat plant foods. When you give them the food source, they grow and multiply so you can have more of that food source. So most people have weak microbiomes, and the majority of people who have issues with kidney stones and stuff like that, most of them aren't even eating that amount of vegetables they should be eating a day anyways. So it's primarily from, dehydration, not enough calcium, eating the animal products in abundance, and their weak microbiome. They're just not getting enough fiber in their diet to grow their microbiome to deal with these things in our body. So those are some things that I have thoughts on that. Next question. Can we make wraps in an oven instead of a dehydrator? Good question. If you buy the bundle, the link is in my bio. It ends tomorrow. So get it now before it's gone, or in the description box below. But the wraps were formulated to be made in a dehydrator. And you can get some wrap recipes in the Tales from the Tailgate ebook that you get when you buy the bundle. But they're formulated to be made in a dehydrator. Most ovens do not go low enough in temperature to make the wraps. They need to be 115 degrees Fahrenheit. If they get hotter, they turn into crackers. They're really hard, and they're hard to peel off the tray, and they crack and they break. And they're super hard to chew because they're so hard. So we don't recommend using temperatures higher than 115. They're meant to be made in a dehydrator. So if your oven has a dehydrator option with a fan, adequate airflow, and you can go to 115 Fahrenheit, you could use an oven if it has a dehydrator option. Now, a few things on dehydrators. We use model 3926TB Excalibur 9 tray that has the 14 by 14 trays. And we got the 9 tray. I got the 9 tray when I was single, even though a lot of people say I want the small one because it's just me. Well, I recommend getting the 9 tray because you're getting better airflow, things dry a lot faster, and you have extra space for those times when you need it. I was so grateful that I got the 9 tray because I like to put ceramic bowls in there to warm them up. I like to make, kale chips or holiday menus. Sometimes I got all of those trays going. But if you have a smaller dehydrator, you can still make them, but you'll need the smaller trays, and one wrap recipe makes 3 of the smaller 10 by 12 trays, and it makes 2 wraps of the 14 by 14. So keep that in mind. You don't want to overfill the small ones trying to stuff 2 wraps in 2 small ones. They're never going to dry. So you have to make sure that you split it over 3 if you're using the smaller one. And keep in mind, the more trays you have in the dehydrator that are being used, the longer everything's going to take because of the trapped moisture. So, when you're doing 3 trays in a 4 tray dehydrator, that's 75% of the dehydrators being used. Everything's going to take a lot longer than if you're only using 2 trays in a 9 tray, right? I don't know what percentage that is, like 20% or something like that. So everything's going to take faster to dry when there's more space for the air to flow and the moisture to leave and stuff like that. So that's a downside to using the smaller dehydrators. You can use them. It does work. It just takes a lot longer. You've got smaller wraps, and you have to be aware that you need to split them across 3. So those are some things with the wraps. But again, you get some wrap recipes in the Tales from the Tailgate ebook, which is available in the bundle. Click the link in my bio or in the description box below to get the bundle. We have new wrap recipes in the Tales from the Tailgate ebook, like the hot harissa wrap, the desert wrap, or the onion-free zucchini garden party wrap is in there as well. So is everything but the bagel wrap. And we show how we wrap the wraps for travel in there as well. So go get the bundle if you haven't yet. It ends tomorrow. Question 26 of 40, here we are. Is there a link for your dehydrator in the bundle? Yes, I believe so. In the Tales from the Tailgate ebook, we do have a chapter all about dehydration and freeze drying. So we talk about the difference between dehydration and freeze drying, and we have links for the different dehydrators and freeze dryer that we use. So if you want the link, get the bundle. In the Tales from the Tailgate ebook, the link for all the stuff. There's like tons of links in that book, like all the gear that we use for camping and traveling. There's links to freeze-dried food that we use or that we suggest, links to the dehydrator, links to all the tools we take with us traveling. There's so many links in the Tales book, it's loaded. So please get the bundle and go download the Tales from the Tailgate ebook and enjoy it. It's nearly 300 pages worth of information in there, plus over 100 recipes. So go check that out. And if you didn't get the bundle and you wanted the link to the dehydrator, just send me a direct message here on Instagram, and I will share the link for the dehydrator in the DMs. Okay, so next up is, what are your favorite raw burgers? Okay, so again, when you buy the bundle, $49, you get to download the burger book, which has 144 different recipes to mix and match to make burgers. There's 60 burger patties. There's a bunch of low-fat sauces, higher-fat sauces, toppings, sides, and salads. There's lots of stuff in there. We also teach how we make the iceberg lettuce bun, which we're gonna do tomorrow on live at noon PST. We're gonna show you how we cut the lettuce bun and build the burgers. So if you want to follow along with that, that's happening tomorrow. But we show you in the book how to make the iceberg lettuce bun, how to make the portobello mushroom bun with the sesame seeds on top, and there is a bread recipe for the apple rye. It's not actually rye bread, but I call it the apple rye bread because it's kind of a thicker bread that you can use as like a sandwich burger. But some of my favorite burgers, I really like the nacho and the chili cheese ones. The classic nut is obviously a classic. That's an easy one that we make fairly often. Garlic lovers is really good. There's like a tropical, sort of a Hawaiian style with pineapple in there. There's let's see what else is in. There's 60 in there. So there's like a fried chicken burger kind of a style in there. It's a cauliflower one coated with like a coating with almond flour and some spices. There's also the avocado fries recipe in the burger book, which is like one of my favorite recipes of all time. I love that recipe so much. And again, you get to download the burger book when you buy the bundle. So you've got until tomorrow to get the bundle. What's your favorite salad dressing or wrap dressing? I have so many favorites. It's really hard when people ask me this question to answer which one's my favorite, because it does change day to day. Some days it's the same, some days it's totally different, and it depends on my mood, right? So I always recommend people try out a bunch of different recipes and find your favorites, because what's my favorite might not be your favorite. But right now I really like the tahini dill dressing. I think we have a tahini dill recipe in the Tales from the Tailgate ebook. We also have the Divine Lime, which is in Meal Plan Volume 3, which you get when you buy the bundle. And my favorite wrap dressing right now is the buffalo sauce, which is in the burger book. So that's one of my favorites. I love the spicy. It's really spicy and it's really nice. Now, how do you make sprouted chickpeas taste better? Okay, so sprouted chickpeas are quite starchy, and they're very fresh tasting, which is fine, but it's not as enjoyable. So I learned from Chris Kendall that you can freeze and thaw harder things like chickpeas, lentils, carrots, broccoli, cauliflower, onion, celery, these kinds of things. You can freeze them, which is still raw because you just put it in the freezer. It makes the enzymes dormant, so when you thaw them, they're activated again with the water. So you freeze them and then you thaw them and they soften up. They're not like cooked, but they aren't like raw anymore. They're kind of in the middle. They're like an al dente style. They're still crunchy, but they're also softer, and it takes a little bit of the starchy edge off. or the bitter edge that sometimes the sprouts can have. So that's an option. And again, learn that from Chris Kendall. He uses this technique in his stews ebook that you get when you buy the bundle. So get the bundle because it ends tomorrow and you get to download that as well along with everything else. It's only $49. You get nearly $5,600 worth of content. It's so deliciously amazing. Next question 28. Any advice for somebody with insulin resistance wanting to eat a raw diet? This is a great question because a lot of people are worried about the sugar in a raw diet, and it's not the sugar's fault. It's the high fat that people are currently eating. So if you want to eat a raw diet or a high raw diet, my very, very first tip is to lower your fat percentage. So that includes getting rid of the animal products and getting rid of oils and getting rid of the processed foods, because that's going to be the majority of your fat intake. And then you're going to want to lower, your whole fats. You don't want to be eating, an overabundance of these fats. You should be eating healthy fats, but in a more appropriate amount for the human body, which is roughly around 10% to maybe 15% if you're active, or if you're a growing child, sometimes they need around 20%. But that's still considered low fat. Anything under 30%, is typically considered low fat. So a vegan experience says, I just bought the bundle. So excited to get back on my journey. Oh, that's so awesome. I'm very, very excited for you. Thank you for grabbing the bundle. And I hope everyone follows along with a vegan experience in Instagram. Go click the link in my bio. You can always come back to this live. We've got still another 11 questions or so to go through. So hop on out, go to the link in my bio, grab the bundle, and then come back, because you have a year to download all the content. So get it now because it ends tomorrow. I'm so glad you got it. I hope you enjoy all the content. There's so many good things in there. But yes, for insulin resistance, or if you're worried about the sugar content, start with lowering your fat percentage down, and then you can increase your fruit, your greens, your sprouts, and have a balanced diet, right? Have a balance of fruit and greens. Have more sprouts, have more vegetables. Get those in as well, because the high fiber actually helps to slow sugar release into your bloodstream, and it's just so much healthier to have a more balanced diet as well. So you can do it. Just lower the fat, because that's really the main reason why you have insulin resistance, is the fat in your diet. And if you do have a really high fat day, it can take up to 3 days, depending on the fat that you consumed. It can take up to 3 days for that to be flushed out of your system and for your insulin to start functioning properly again. So, on the weekend when you go, have your thing in moderation that's high in fat, sometimes it can take until Tuesday or Wednesday before you're feeling normal again. And by then, that's when you're craving stuff, if you start on Monday or whatever it is. So keep your fat percentage low across the board. And if you do have something high in fat, just know that it's going to be challenging for the next couple of days with sugar cravings, maybe crashes. Again, it depends on the fat that you're consuming. If it's oil or animal products, then you're going to have more of an insulin resistance from that. How can you make soup as a raw vegan? You can make soup as a raw vegan. You can make stews as a raw vegan. You can download the bundle and get Chris Kendall's stew ebook that's in there. I also have some soup ideas in the meal plan 3 and make it raw 3. I believe there's, the Lebanese lentil soup. Oh, that one is so good. Highly recommend that one. Get the bundle because that recipe is in Make It Raw Volume 3 that I wrote with Chef AJ. Chef AJ has some stuff in the bundle too. She's got her Live Your Best Life conference videos that only the people who attended the conference got the videos, but now you get the videos when you buy the bundle. So go get the bundle. Mena says, I bought the bundle, but I can't find it on my tablet. Where should I look? When you buy the bundle, you get an email with a link. So click that link and it'll take you to a download page. And then you want to download all your stuff to your tablet. If it's on your tablet, you're the only one who knows where the file went. So when you tap it, it gives you options of where to put the file. It either goes in your download file or your files folder, or maybe you opened it in an app like Books. If you're on an Apple device, you can use the Books app. It's like an orange icon with a book on it. When you click download, it'll open the file. That's not downloading it. Just clicking it opens it. Then you have to push the little download arrow and choose where you're going to put it on your device. Because just opening it isn't downloading it. It's just opening it and preparing you to download. So click the little, it's like, if you're on Apple, I don't know how to do it on Android because I don't have an Android, but it's on Apple, there's like a little download arrow in a little box. You have to tap on that, and then you have a choice of where to put it. I like to put it in my Books app, but you can put it in your download folder or your file folder or wherever you want to put it on your device. But I also recommend downloading it on your laptop because it's so much easier to do it on your laptop or desktop computer, because you just click the link and you just go click download and it puts it in your downloads folder. So that's how you find it on there. But you can download it on your desktop and your phone as well. So I recommend putting the files also in backup in case anything were to happen to your tablet or your laptop. You can access those files. So make sure that you put them in a safe backup. So yes, glad you bought the bundle, but now make sure that you get the files, download the files onto your device and then access them from the device. So you would go to your apps, your Books app, just tap on the Books app and they should all be in there. Tap on your folders, your file folder, your download folder, and everything should be in there. You can use the search bar on your phone if you don't know where those apps are. But I hope that helps. Make sure you download the content, please, please. Again, so how to make soups as a raw vegan. This is how I like to make soups. They're so easy to make. You can either make just a straight up broth soup by blending savory ingredients in the blender for 2 minutes and you're done. That's it. It's so easy. It's actually faster than making a cooked soup. Make a raw soup. Like we make a raw tomato soup that we love, and you just blend like tomatoes, dates, celery, miso paste. You can add all kinds of stuff in your savory smoothie, so to speak. Blend it for 1 to 2 minutes until it warms up, and then you can add it to a warm ceramic bowl that maybe you were warming in the dehydrator, and you have yourself a little warm soup. If you want to make it chunky, what I like to do is chop up some vegetables and either freeze them overnight like you would learn in Chris Kendall's stew ebook. Freeze them overnight, or you could use them fresh if you like the extra crunch. And I like to dehydrate them for about an hour in, say, some coconut aminos or lemon juice or spices or what have you. And then after an hour, they're going to be softer to chew and softer texture, more like al dente steamed style, especially if you freeze and then thaw them. And then blend up the soup base and mix the two together and you're good to go. Soups are one of the easiest things to make as well. So definitely get the bundle. It ends tomorrow because you can download Chris Kendall's stew ebook and make some delicious stews as well. And you can even add more water to the stew to make it a soup. It's pretty easy to do that as well. Save them in the cloud too, just to be safe. That's a great suggestion, Sonia. Thank you very much. Yes, save to the cloud. Because if you save to a cloud source like Dropbox, Google Drive, iCloud, or whatever cloud storage, you can access that from any device. Like if you have your Google Drive, you can have your Google Drive app on your phone and you can go to Google Drive on your computer and you access the same files because it's your account, right? So you can access it from multiple devices as long as you log into your account. It's a great place to store files. Manny B says, bought the bundle. Yay! Congratulations. Anyone else who wants to buy the bundle, you have until tomorrow. So grab it now. Link is in my bio or in the description box below to get the bundle. Do you have any advice on starting some strength training for beginners? So I know Courtney Soma has a strength training thing in the bundle. So make sure that you download that. Ella Maggers also has some strength training stuff in there. But honestly, the best advice that I have is to just start with whatever. There's like so many YouTube videos out there of different exercises that you can do. Just do whatever feels right to you and then learn as you go. It's better to go in there and do like 5 to 10 minutes of weight training than to not do anything at all because you don't know what to do. So you could just go in there and maybe do some bicep curls, you could do some tricep stuff, or you could just do push-ups, you could do back exercises, you could hop on a couple machines at the gym if you have a gym, or whatever it is. You could do body weight exercises. Those are great as well to start out with, like push-ups and pull-ups and crunches and leg exercises. You could do Pilates as well. That's great. Yoga is awesome for toning the muscles as well. So, but with strength training, yeah, just get in the gym and do whatever feels right. And then start slowly learning. Again, Courtney and Ella both have strength training things in the bundle. So check those out, and that can start to jumpstart you. And like I said too, do what you love. Like when I go to the gym, I really like curtsy squats, more so than other exercises. And some exercises I just don't want to do, so I don't really like to do them. So I'd rather do exercises that I like to do, because at least I get it in, right? It's all about getting it in. It doesn't have to be perfect, and you learn as you go. So that would be my suggestion for that. Thank you for asking that question, and thank you for getting the bundle. Get the bundle, link in my bio or in the description box below. Okay, what's next here? We have, what is vacuum blending and why do you guys love it? Okay, so vacuum blending is blending under vacuum. You need a special attachment or a special blender to do so. Now, there are some blenders on the market currently, as of this video, that you can get. You can get the TriBest DynaPro, which is a vacuum blender. Kuvings has a vacuum blender. New Wave, Nuwave, has a vacuum blender. Void Systems has a vacuum blender. Void Systems also has an attachment for the Legacy Series Vitamix, and I believe Blendtec as well. So their jug and vacuum top and vacuum fit on the old school Vitamixes. So Void Systems is a good one to get if you have an old Vitamix base. And what's the other one? Blend Tide. That's a new one that I just saw John Kohler talking about. So he said that was a really great one to get. So there are some on the market. What it is you blend your smoothie, your sauce, your soup base, whatever it is, you're blending it under vacuum. So you're not blending a huge amount of air that's in the jug still there, blending it into your sauce or smoothie or whatever it is. You're blending all that oxygen in, and oxygen oxidizes, which is basically inactivating the antioxidants, because the antioxidants prevent oxidation in your body. So we want those to be as active as possible. So blending under vacuum can help prevent quite a bit of the oxidation. Obviously it's not 100%, but it prevents quite a bit of the oxidation that happens in the blender. So we blend under vacuum to, number one, prevent oxidation, which increases the antioxidants and the nutrition that is in our smoothie, but it also increases a better texture, better flavor, better color, and on top of that, it helps to prevent excessive amounts of gas and bloating, because if you are blending air into your sauces and smoothies, you're drinking that air, which can cause gas and bloating for some people, and it can be quite noticeable by switching to vacuum blending. Gas and bloating can be greatly reduced for many people. So yes. Void Systems brand for vacuum blender for Vitamix. Yes, Void Systems has the attachment for the Vitamix, so you can use that jug instead of your Vitamix jug for it. So yes, definitely love it. Better, it tastes better, looks better, the texture's better, color's better. It's just overall better to vacuum blend. Number 31, why do some raw foodies lose their hair and or periods on a raw diet? This is a good question. I'm glad it was asked, because a lot of people do tend to notice this. And I don't believe that it's the raw diet that's doing it. It's how people are doing a raw diet that is doing it. And usually, because it doesn't matter whether you're raw, like I have lots of hair and I don't lose a lot of hair because I eat enough calories, and I strive to eat enough calories. Most people are consistently under eating on a raw diet. They're not getting enough nutrition, and they're not getting enough variety. They're just not getting enough overall. And if we are in a period of restriction in calories, our body goes into a survival type of state. So the first things to go are our metabolism and our hormones, and then our hair. So, you know, we lose a lot of hair when we're under eating, regardless of the diet that you're on. If you are under eating, you run the risk of losing your hair because your body is just, it's just not optimal, right? You need to have adequate calories to maintain proper metabolism, to maintain healthy hormones, and to keep your hair. So eat enough. That's the number one thing. The other reason why people might be losing their hair and periods is stress. So this isn't diet related. I mean, it can be a little diet related because if you're under eating, your body is naturally under stress. Even though you might not feel stressed, your body is stressed because you're under eating and it's like, where am I gonna get food? So make sure that you eat enough, super important, and practice stress management. Get the bundle because you get access to my $200 Aligned and Awaken Affirmation Meditation Challenge to help you manage stress and rewire your core beliefs about yourself. So get the bundle so you can get access to that. But those would be the top two reasons. I know there's multiple reasons why people might lose their hair or their periods on a raw diet, but those are the top two. They're not eating enough or they're stressed out, not getting enough nutrition in general as well. So question 32, why do you use a lot of ingredients in your recipes? I use a lot of ingredients because I'm all about variety here at Raw Food Romance. I love variety. And another reason is because we want that flavor embodiment. Like we want a lot of different flavors to have a proper, well-rounded meal, right? Like if something doesn't have enough sweet in it, you can tell. If it's not, you know, doesn't have the proper spice combination, you can tell. If, you know, like we use more ingredients because we want to have the best meal experience. So when people look at my recipes and they're like, oh, there's like 10 things. 10 things to me isn't a lot at all. I would say like a recipe that has a lot would be like over 30 things in the recipe. That would be a lot to me. I know that's like way too much for some people, but I think that having multiple ingredients in a recipe really brings a better flavor to the overall dish, and every ingredient plays a role in making it what it is. So if you are overwhelmed with the amount of ingredients, just go line by line. That's all you have to do. Look at the very first thing that you have to do and just add that. Like for example, if it's dates, put dates in the blender. That's all you have to do. And then you look on the next line, it's garlic. Okay, just put garlic in the blender. And then just go through. Oh, fenugreek leaves. Okay, I'm gonna put fenugreek leaves in there. Right? So just go line by line and eventually you'll have everything in the blender. You'll blend it up and you'll have an amazing dressing full of flavor, different angles. It hits all the taste buds and it feels more complete than having something a little bit too simple. I'm not saying that the simple ones are bad. Some people really enjoy them and that's totally cool. But we enjoy a lot of flavor and a lot of different variety. And plus having the variety is actually beneficial for our microbiome as well. So those are two reasons why we add a lot of ingredients and we love variety. 33, what do you enjoy most about staying raw? I enjoy how I feel. It's just wonderful. And like I said earlier in the video, I remember how I felt before. And yeah, obviously I wasn't doing like a whole food plant-based vegan thing, but I chose raw because it resonated most with me. And it just makes the most sense. And I enjoy it. I love creating and I love all of the things about raw, but mostly how I feel. And it makes the most sense. So yeah, and plus it's easy to clean up. Did you experience detox symptoms when you went raw? So I did not experience detox symptoms, and this is what I believe that happened. So when I was working in the natural health industry, one thing that was kind of drilled into us was that if they go on a detox kit or detox diet, to make sure that they get extra fiber. It was so important for us to know, like, you know, the companies didn't really make too much on the fiber supplements, but they still said sell them a fiber supplement because they need fiber to pull the toxins out of the body. And even if they didn't buy the fiber supplement, to tell them to eat more fiber because we need that bulking agent to pull the toxins out of our body. And if we aren't getting enough fiber or a lot of insoluble fiber, it's like the broom in our colon, plus there's a lot of things in the insoluble fiber that our microbiome digests, that like the polyphenols and stuff is in the insoluble fiber that a lot of people throw away when they do juicing. It's important to have that insoluble fiber as well. And that creates the bulk and it binds the toxins and pulls them out of the body. So when people say that eating greens slows detox, it actually doesn't slow detox, it facilitates it. It makes detox easier. So having detox symptoms, to me, in my world, in my belief system, detox symptoms means that you are either not supporting your phase 2 liver detox properly, or you're not getting enough fiber, or you're not eating enough. And a lot of detox symptoms are symptoms of under eating anyways. Most people aren't eating enough on a raw diet, so then they get headaches, they get irritable, they get low energy, and they think it's detox, but it's actually that they're not eating enough. So we need to support phase 2 liver detox with greens and vegetables. Like, fruit is amazing. I'm not knocking fruit at all. We eat a lot of fruit, and we believe fruit is essential on a raw diet, obviously. But we also believe that greens, sprouts, microgreens, vegetables, these kinds of things are really important as well, because they are very supportive to phase 2 liver detox. In phase 1, you take the toxin, and in phase 1, it turns the toxin into a hyperreactive compound, which is very damaging to the body. Phase 2 is when you use antioxidants like the master antioxidant glutathione and convert that highly active compound into an inactive compound. So we need to support phase 1, obviously, which is very easy to support with the raw diet. But with phase 2, cruciferous veggies are one of the best ways to support our glutathione production. So having a lot of cruciferous veggies and other veggies and greens and stuff in our diet can help phase 2, which inactivates that highly volatile compound, which is a lot of people are noticing auto intoxication when they're not eating enough greens. So they get all these detox symptoms because they're just not eating enough greens. It's not that you're detoxing more than the other person. It's that you're not completing the detox process and you're reabsorbing these toxins and they're making you feel like crap. So make sure that you eat adequate greens and vegetables to finish the detox process, and then that fiber bulk is going to help pull it out, along with your hydration and your exercise and movement, proper sleep and all that stuff. So make sure that you eat greens to lessen detox symptoms. Like, I personally don't believe that we should be going through this like crazy healing crisis where we're feeling like the worst that we've ever felt. That's usually a sign that you need to either increase your calories, increase your vegetable intake, and think about what you're doing, like what it is you're doing that is causing you to have all these detox symptoms. Because I don't believe that we should be experiencing the detox symptoms to the degree that a lot of people are. We detox 24/7. Our bodies are detox machines. They detox all the time. We don't need to force it into anything. We need to support it so it can properly detox. Next question 35. How do you come up with so many recipes? I'm a creative soul, and I was given the gift of, in this life, of being super creative with food. I really enjoy it. I like to go through cooked food recipes and see how can I make them raw. And that's actually what we did with Make It Raw. The Make It Raw series. We have the volume 3 in the bundle right now. So get the bundle because it ends tomorrow. It's your last chance to get it. If you like this collection, please go grab it now. But I really enjoy it. I have so much fun, and it's always a challenge for me to see like, oh, can I make that raw? And then I test it out and see. But yeah, usually I just look at cooked food and see what I can do raw, and then I just have fun with it. Next question. What have been your most favorite creations over the years? Well, a lot of them are in this bundle, so please go grab the bundle. The wraps, the tostadas, the burgers, the Swedish style meatballs, the gnocchi, like a lot of my absolute favorite creations are all in this bundle. So go get it. It's only $49, and you get to download nearly $5,600 worth of content, not just from us, but from like there's over 60 creators who are part of this bundle, and you get access to download everything. There's so much in there. So yeah, some of my favorite creations are in this bundle, that's for sure. What's the difference between sprouts and microgreens? Great question. So sprouts are the seed with a little tail, and the microgreen is the stem with the leaf. So that's kind of how you a basic difference between the two. The sprouts are going to be a little bit higher in protein and fats because you're eating the seed itself with the root tail. Whereas with the microgreens, you're not eating the seed or the root because those are under the soil. So you're just eating the stem and the leaves, which are going to be higher in chlorophyll, a little higher in minerals. So we think that it's a good idea to have both in your diet. Make sure that you have the microgreens and the sprouts, because then you're getting a good wide range of variety there too. Robin says, you match your chair, couch, cute. Oh yeah, I'm totally into the Scottish stuff right now because last year I discovered that I'm mostly Scottish, so I've really been embracing that. I really like the plaid and everything. So I even have some Stuart, not legitimately, but there is a illegitimate princess in my mom's line from King James IV, Scottish king. So there's that, which is kind of cool. What else is there? Oh, there's James I is on another line on my mom's side. Like her mom goes to King James IV and her dad's side goes to King James I. Both illegitimate but documented as well because they considered them princesses as well. So that's pretty cool. But I've embraced that. I'm really enjoying like all things Scottish. So that's why I'm all decked out in that. Okay, next up. I don't like vegetables. So how do I start liking them? This is a challenging one. If you don't like vegetables, then it's going to be really hard to start eating the vegetables. But what I would recommend is start with what you do like. If you do like certain things, then start eating an abundance of those and add a little bit of the things that you don't really like in there slowly. Add just a little bit, chop it up really, really fine and just add it in, or drop it in a dressing, for example, hide it in there. It can be really challenging if you don't like certain vegetables, but get a good sauce, mix it in there, and you might not be able to taste it, but take the time to start eating them, even if you don't like them, just small amounts, and over time you might enjoy them. I did not like bitter things. Actually, when I first went raw, like the day before, you would never have been able to get me to eat a piece of spinach or lettuce. I was just so not into it at that time in my life, even though I worked in the natural health industry and I knew that I should be eating more fruits and veggies. I just was not, and I didn't want it because at that point in my life, I was eating the worst that I was eating. Lots of junk food, animal products, and I was not eating properly at all, and I didn't want to eat fresh food. When I went raw though, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And I started, eating the fresh salads and the smoothies, and I liked them. I wasn't in love with them, obviously, but over time I started to really enjoy them. When I first started eating bitter greens like radicchio, dandelion greens and stuff like that, like when we started adventuring more into the microbiome and adding more different bitter varieties into our diet, we couldn't handle a lot of them, like maybe a quarter cup of radicchio in both of our salads. So we're like having 2 tablespoons each of chopped radicchio. You could tell how bitter it was, but now I could eat a whole head of radicchio in a salad and I love it. But it's because my taste buds got used to it, my microbiome got used to it, and you just shift. The more you eat these things consistently, the more you're gonna like them. But I do recommend going slow at first and also finding a great dressing that you really enjoy to help you to eat those vegetables as well. In the chat, we got, see Shelly Travel. Welcome back. I've seen you in a few. You're so smart, Lissa. I love listening to you. And this Beautiful says she is smart. Done her work for sure. Thank you. Yeah, I was 21 when I started working in the natural health industry, and I'm 45 now, so it's been a long time. I've been raw for over 10 years now, and the 10 years before that, I dabbled in all different kinds of things, and I've learned so much over the years, just studying on my own and learning from other people's experiences and observations and stuff like that. So thank you very much for those kind words. I truly appreciate it. And make sure that you get the bundle if you haven't yet. If you're watching, please go grab the bundle. The link is in my bio. I don't mind if you leave this live to come back. We have 2 questions left to answer. So go grab the bundle, come back and enjoy. You get a year to download all the content in the bundle. You're getting 83 things to download, including 8 things from Nate and myself, the Align and Awaken Affirmation Meditation, meditation challenge, Nate's brand new smoothie ebook. You get Make It Raw 3, Meal Plan 3, Holiday Menu 3, the Burger Book, Tales from the Tailgate, and access to watch our raw food meal prep class where we make breakfast, lunch, and dinner in an hour. So we show you how we do that in the bundle, but it ends tomorrow. So please go grab it if you haven't yet, because tomorrow's going to disappear like that. So go get it now while you can. Question 39, and if you guys have any other further questions after this, I'm more than happy to stay on a little bit longer. So post in the chat. You should eat whatever you want. Don't you enjoy your life? This is a good question, because I do get asked this a fair amount. People say like, well, Lissa, you're on a raw diet. Why don't you just eat whatever you want? Like, have your food freedom and eat whatever you want, eat healthy most of the time, or whatever it is. Like, don't you enjoy your life? Like, you need to eat whatever you want to enjoy your life. And my answer to this is that I do eat whatever I want, and I do enjoy my life. I actually enjoy my life now more than I ever have eating the other stuff, because it's not the food that brings the life enjoyment. It's finding joy in life regardless of the food. The food happens to be delicious on a raw diet, and I want it. So that's something as well. I eat what I want, even though there are options for pizza and junk food and whatever else out there that I could choose. What do I truly want? And it's about separating the wants into, yes, you might want pizza, but what do you want more? Do you want to feel awesome in your body? Do you want to be proud of yourself? Do you want to feel empowered? Like, what are those things that you want to get from choosing the salad over the pizza? Of course, we might want the pizza. You might want the pizza. Whatever. Don't tie your identity and your self-worth with this want. Don't feel bad that you want pizza, but really take a moment to recenter yourself and say, what do I truly want? Do I truly want the pizza? It's your prerogative. You can eat whatever you want. But when I think about it, I think, what do I really want? I really want the salad. I would rather have the hydration. I would rather have how I feel. I'd rather have the flavor of it. I'd rather have the easiness of it than going out to get a pizza where I'm not going to feel that great. And thinking of the negatives of a negative choice isn't as much of a deterrent as thinking of the positives of a positive choice when it comes to motivation. Some people it does help, right? You can think of how crappy you're going to feel after you eat the pizza. But for the majority of people, because we're reward-driven creatures, we choose based on the reward in the moment. We don't like to think of the future necessarily. So we choose based in the very moment. And if the pizza is more attractive, we're going to choose the pizza. We have to make the salad more attractive than the pizza with the rewards that you feel when you choose a salad. And we all know how we feel when we choose the salad. We make a good choice and we feel good. We know how we feel. So embody that. When you're faced with a choice, ask yourself, what do I really want? And then you'll know what you really want. Dawn says, thoughts on the theory that lightly steaming veggies, especially cruciferous, releases more enzymes than eating them raw? Good question. So cruciferous veggies have an enzyme in them called myrosinase, which is damaged by heat. So those enzymes are damaged by heat. If you want to get the glucosinolates converted into like stuff like sulforaphane or whatever, if you're gonna steam your broccoli, chop it up really fine and let it sit for 45 minutes minimum to activate that enzyme. So the enzyme is actually activated when you chew it raw, blend it, or chop it. The chopping, chewing, and blending action releases the enzyme that starts to activate, or not activate, but interact with the glucosinolates, which makes the sulforaphane, which is that compound that we really want from the broccoli. The sulforaphane isn't affected by heat. It might go out into the water a little bit, but the sulforaphane isn't hurt by the heat, but the myrosinase that makes it is. So if you're gonna steam it, then chop it up and wait 45 minutes and then steam it so that you get more benefit from the enzymes, because they do die in the heating process. Boiling and steaming are going to be your best options for cooking. If you are going to cook, still boiling and steaming are the safest, best options, because any heat over 248 degrees Fahrenheit is going to start changing the molecules in your food. It's going to start fusing proteins together. It's going to create acrylamide. So we don't want to be heating our food higher than 248 Fahrenheit if we can. Boiling and steaming are around 212, so that's still considered safer for that, but you still lose nutrition in there. But it inactivates the enzymes. Enzymes die anywhere between 104 and 118 degrees Fahrenheit, depending. So boiling and steaming destroys the enzymes. I wouldn't say kills because they're not alive, they're proteins, but it inactivates the enzymes when you heat anything over 115 to 118 Fahrenheit. So steaming and boiling doesn't activate the enzymes. It can make it a little bit more digestible because the fiber has been broken down in the steaming process. But I think that raw broccoli is where it's at. If you're looking for all of that really good high potential nutrition, the raw broccoli, and chewing well, chew it well. Get those teeth going because digestion starts right here. Make sure that you chew your food well. Alexandra says, if I marinate mushrooms and put in the dehydrator, take them out and then take them to work, will that be okay? I think that's totally cool. As long as you put them in a little container, take them to work and put them on your salad. That's a great option as well. They'll be a little colder, obviously, especially if you keep them in the fridge, but that's totally fine. It's great. We love marinated and dehydrated mushrooms. So delicious. And then the final question. Again, if you guys have questions, please post in the chat because I'll stay on and answer those if you like. Question 40. How are you still choosing raw vegan after 10 years? I am still choosing raw because it's what I want. And it's that simple. It's what I want. It's what I love and I enjoy it. I love making recipes for all of you. In fact, like I mentioned in the other question, most of my absolute favorite recipes are in the bundle right now across all of the content that we have available in the bundle. The bundle ends tomorrow. You don't have very much time left to get it, so I do highly recommend going to the link in my bio here on Instagram or go to the link in the description box below if you're watching on YouTube and go get the bundle because only $49 gets you access to download nearly $5,600 worth of vegan content. That's over 99% off retail. If you were to buy everything in the bundle separately on everyone's websites, it would cost you almost $5,600 retail. If you want 99% off that and you want to be able to download everything, pay $49 and get access to all the goodies. So yes, link is in my bio or in the description box below. It ends tomorrow, Monday night, March 10th at 11:59 p.m. PST. So go get it now. Christabel says, can I lose 10 kilos a month with a raw diet? I would not recommend losing weight that fast. Kilos is different than pounds. Obviously, I think that would be close to around 20 to 25 pounds in a month. That's way too fast to lose weight. You should be losing 1 to 2 pounds a week as a safe weight loss. If you're losing weight faster than that, you're more likely just going to gain it back after. And if you're losing weight that fast, you're likely also losing muscle mass as well, which lowers your bone density. And it's just not ideal. We don't want to be losing muscle mass because as we age, it's harder and harder and harder to build muscle. So we don't want to be losing weight fast. It's not ideal to lose weight fast. So it's roughly around half to 1 kg a week. So around 4, maybe 5 kgs in a month would be a good range to look for. And again, if you're losing weight too fast, you're either under eating, you're skipping meals, you're not eating enough, which is going to turn into other issues later down the road, like nutritional deficiencies. You might lose your hair. So yeah, you can lose weight in many different ways, but a lot of them are unhealthy ways. So we want to lose weight slowly. It's ideal to lose weight slowly, about 1 to 2 pounds a month, which is about half to 1 kg a week. That's a safe weight loss. And also, if you lose weight too fast, your skin gets too saggy too fast. And that's something that a lot of people regret when they lose a lot of weight really fast. They regret not doing it slower because their skin just didn't have enough time to catch up to the weight loss. Plus, if you lose weight that fast, a lot of the toxins that our body stores are stored in our fat cells. So when we lose weight very quickly, those toxins are released very quickly, and your body can have a very hard time dealing with them because, as we mentioned earlier in this video, we need to not only support phase 1 detox, but also phase 2 detox, where we are taking that highly active toxin and making it inert. So we need to be adequately nourished, and we need to be eating a lot of variety and enough calories to support phase 2 detox. And when you are losing weight too fast by calorie restricting, which naturally happens to many people on a raw diet because they're not used to eating volume of food to get enough calories, they're usually under eating. So their body is not able to have that energy to sustain, so it eats its own muscle mass to get some energy. And also, if you're under eating, you're not effectively supporting phase 2 detox. You're losing weight really fast, so all these toxins are floating through your system, and if you're not supporting that detox, you're going to feel it. And a lot of people get sick or have flu-like symptoms when they start losing weight because of this. They're not supporting their detox, their natural daily detox with high variety and lots of adequate calories, hydration, proper sleep, all of that. They're under eating, so they're nutritionally deficient eventually, and their body just can't do it, and you feel horrible. So I do not recommend losing weight quickly on a raw diet. Eat adequate amount of calories for your needs plus your activity, and exercise. Get to sleep properly and be gentle with yourself. Take your time. The time's going to pass anyways, so you might as well support your body, and your body will shrink or grow to whatever it feels it needs to be at. And low fat is key. Keep low fat and eat lots of carbs, lots of fruit, lots of vegetables, lots of greens, lots of sprouts, and make sure that you lift weights to maintain your muscle mass. Because again, if you are under eating, your body is going to have to compensate with energy somewhere. And usually, not only does it take fat, but it also takes muscle. And the muscle holds our skin nice and tight. And if you are under eating, then your skin can start to sag as well. So those are some tips on the weight loss front. But thank you everybody for joining for this long, delicious live. I hope you enjoyed it. Go grab the bundle if you haven't yet. We will be live 2 more times today. We'll be talking about digestion later on, and food and mood. We're going to be talking with Amanda from Plant Creations at 3 p.m. PST, and we'll be talking digestion at 2 p.m. PST here together on Instagram. So please go grab the bundle if you have not gotten it yet and you've been wanting to. This is your last chance. It ends tomorrow. So go to the link in my bio or in the description box below if you're watching on YouTube and get the bundle, because it's an amazing deal, and this collection is only available until tomorrow, and once it's gone, it's gone. How long have you studied raw nutrition? So I've been studying raw since 2004. I started studying nutrition when I was 19, so in 1999. That's when I kind of started getting into nutrition, not necessarily raw, but nutrition in general. When I was around 19 years old, I got a job in the natural health industry when I was 21, and I went through to get my nutritional consulting. I was a nutritional consultant. I was the supplement manager at a health food store for about a decade, and then I quit that to work on my photography full-time because I became a freelance wedding, boudoir, family, newborn photographer for about a decade of that as well. So in that time, I was studying nutrition and raw food, obviously. Nate and I went to Dr. Rick and Karen's school for raw food. It's rawfoodeducation.com. They're actually coming to visit us next week, which is going to be really fun because we love Dr. Rick and Karen Dina, and they have their Powerhouse Smoothies ebook in the bundle. So when you buy the bundle, you can download their smoothie ebook, which is available to you as well. And we did their 1-year nutrition program for raw food. It's called Raw Food Education, the Science of Raw Food Nutrition, or Mastering Raw Food Nutrition, I think it is. And that was awesome. We did that in 2023, but I've been studying raw food and nutrition since I was 19 years old. So it's been 25 years or so since I started in the whole natural health industry, and I've seen all kinds of stuff, and I've talked to thousands and thousands of people, and I've observed a lot of stuff. I've studied so many things from different doctors, plant-based. I used to do all different other kinds of diets in my 20s, but I always resonated with raw, and I went raw in 2014 when I went vegan. Vegan for the animals here, ethical vegan through and through, all the way. But I choose raw because I love it. I think it's awesome. So yeah, thank you for asking that question. Any other questions? Please save this video. Yes, so all live videos on Instagram are always saved on Instagram. They're in the Reels tab, so you can click on the Reels tab and you can watch all the previous lives. They're all up on Instagram. You just kind of have to find them. But I'm also going to be putting this on YouTube. As soon as we get off the live, I'll be uploading it to YouTube, so you can watch it over there as well. What's the name again? Yes, rawfoodeducation.com. It's a year-long program. It is an investment. And it starts in September, so you could save up and join in. I think they have a special in June. So www.rawfoodeducation.com. Tell them Lissa sent you, and sign up for the course. It's really good. It's thorough. It's very heavily science-based. So it's balanced as well. We love everything that they talked about. So it's really, really good overall class to take. They do like almost every Tuesday. Sorry about that noise. Vegas is loaded with noises. But they do like classes every Tuesday, and you have like video classes that you get to watch. There's little quizzes, and you have a final project as well. The final project, I made a video for. It's on my YouTube channel as the featured video. So if you want to watch my final project for that, you can go to my YouTube channel, Lissa's Raw Food Romance, and it's the first video that plays. It's called The Benefits of a Raw Food Diet, and it's about an hour long. And that was my final presentation for school to get my little certificate. So yes, Mastering Raw Food Nutrition by Dr. Rick and Karen Dina. Yes, it's at www.rawfoodeducation.com. And again, make sure that you tell them that Lissa sent you. They're dear friends of ours as well. So yes, you're very welcome. Yes, that's the one. I really love learning. I do too. And it's important. I don't know it all, and I'm always learning. We're always learning things as human beings anyway, so it's good to keep up with the new stuff that's coming out. And remember that old information might be outdated. So if you hear anything on social media at all that sounds interesting, research it, because it could just be regurgitated old content from some old book or old study that no longer holds value, but somebody was like, oh, this is interesting, and they share it, and then it goes viral because it's extreme or it's crazy or whatever. Make sure you research everything, because sometimes they share old belief systems, old theories, old ideas that no longer have any value, that aren't true anymore. Like we don't believe it anymore because we have new evidence or we discover more. What is the YouTube channel? Do you each have your own? Yes, we each have our own. So my YouTube channel is Lissa's Raw Food Romance. You can search that on YouTube and go subscribe. Lots of videos going up over there. And Nate's YouTube video is Raw Natty Nate. Hey.
Hey.
How's it going?
It's going good.
That's got a Nate.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go grab a couple things from the store. Some
Okay.
tomatoes, some cucumbers. I'm thinking maybe we'll make a pesto tonight
Ooh.
with some cucumber noodles. I'm kind of thinking like some bell peppered marinated mushrooms and onions in it.
That sounds good. That
Some
sounds
dried
good.
tomatoes, maybe a couple Kalamata olives. Is there anything you want me to grab?
Yeah, more heirlooms.
That's what I'm going for.
Good.
Any suggestions, guys? What should we get?
Should we get more iceberg lettuce? We're really into the iceberg lettuce.
Got some iceberg on the list.
Okay.
Yep. Romaine.
Yeah, you've got the mushrooms. I don't know. Let's see. Chris Kendall sent me. Oh, what else? Oh, yes. Mastering Raw Food Nutrition. Look for the course through what Lissa says. Oh, yeah. We were talking about Mastering Raw Food Nutrition. Nate and I took it together.
Oh, it's so good.
It was so good. Yeah,
So
definitely
good.
worth it. Lots of information. But yeah, I think that's all I can think of right off the top of my head.
Okay, cool.
yeah.
I'll see you in a little bit.
Okay.
Mwah.
I love you.
Bye, guys.
Yes, I gotta drink my smoothie. I've been talking for 2 hours, so yes, I'm gonna take a break now, and we will be live at 2 p.m. PST talking about digestion, and then at 3 p.m. PST we'll be live with Amanda talking about the connection of food and our mood. So you'll want to join in on those. And final Message here, go grab the bundle. It ends tomorrow. This is your last chance to get it. So click the link in my bio here on Instagram or go to the link in the description box below. It's a great way to support us. It's a great way to support yourself. Getting more raw food and healthy plant-based ideas into your life and your family's life, your friend's life. It's all good. There's something for everyone in there. So please go grab it if you haven't yet. And thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you soon. Mwah! Fruit on.